Welcome to the 6th of my 10 15-minute yoga classes for complete beginners. Each class is going to offer you something different. It's going to recap on what we've done in the past, and in just that brief time we're going to establish confidence and knowledge about yoga practice to empower you to be in any yoga class and feel comfortable about it. Okay, so let's begin. Today we're going to focus on twisting poses. Twisting is something that we don't do much of in our daily life, so it's really useful to explore this range of movement in a yoga practice. Let's begin with some standing twisting poses. So come up to standing. So most standing poses involve a degree of twisting. Let's come and stand facing the long edge of your mat. Step your feet wide apart. So when we do a yoga practice, we move from simpler, easier poses into things that are more challenging and more complex, so the body has a chance to warm up. Take the arms out, straight out to the side. Feel the power, reach out to the fingertips. Draw your kneecaps up so your legs and arms feel active. This is a star pose. Let's turn, in my case, the left leg out to the side, and we're going to work in Warrior Two to start with. So come down into Warrior Two. Not much twisting happening here. In fact, we want to avoid twisting at this point. But we're going to transition into extended side angle pose. These are all poses that we've explored before, and we're reinforcing our knowledge of these poses. So the twist happens here. You bring your left forearm onto your left thigh, swing the bottom arm under, and then rotate. This is the twist. You use the leverage of your left arm to turn the body and look up at your right elbow. The looking is called the drishti. It's where your gaze is, and it helps you to focus and remain present. Twisting gently. Inhale back up to Warrior Two. Straighten the front leg. We're going to keep our body facing the same direction and move into triangle and half moon. So let's go into triangle. Extend out, bring your hand down onto your shin, hold the shin with the hand, and take the other hand up. Now the twisting happens because we open the chest. So the more we take our top hand up, I want you to focus on your left shoulder blade, bringing it under. We're twisting the spine very slightly to face the sky. Keeping the spine straight and long, not going down too low. Inhale, come on up. Let's do those on the other side. So bring my feet back to the front, turn the opposite leg out, 90 degrees, the knee facing the center of the toes, back foot turned in slightly, arms up, bend the right knee. So we're pulling into the back hand. We don't want to lean forwards, we want to keep the spine vertical. No twisting here, just facing the long edge of the mat. Let's move into extended side angle. Keep the back leg strong, place the right forearm on the right thigh, swing the bottom arm under, and open the chest. So I can feel the twisting of my chest, more so this side than the other. And I can get a little deeper into the pose with my hips. So I'm enjoying gently twisting the spine, the leverage of my right forearm on my right thigh, turning the chest to face the sky. Inhale back up to Warrior Two. Straighten the front leg. Keep that front leg straight. And then extend out into triangle. Reach down, hold the shin, take the other hand up, and work on straightening the spine. It's a subtle movement, but you have to drop the middle of the top ribs down and lengthen through the bottom ribs. And we open the chest more. You can even look up at the top hand if your balance allows. Inhale, come on up. Pivot the feet to the front. And then we take a little rest. Wide leg forward fold. Exhale forwards. Put your hands on the floor. If you're not flexible, keep your fingertips on the floor and don't try to go too far down. Remember, in the previous classes, one of the key principles is movement in the upper body happens at the hips. So we don't bend, we don't round the spine. We keep the spine in as straight a line as we can. And sometimes if you're new to yoga, that's hard to find. And then we're going to put our hands in our hips, come up with a flat back. And let's get into half moon. For that, I need two props. You might have plastic blocks. I have some cedar wooden blocks, rather nice. And I put one at each end of the mat. We're going to work on half moon. So this is another twisting pose, just gently twisting. A lot more focus on balance. Stepping the feet wide apart, arms out to the side, left foot turns out again, extend into triangle. This is just a transition. Top hand on the hip, look down, take the block, bring it up to you, and then bend your left knee and step up into half moon. Use the amount of height in the block that's appropriate for you. Work on straightening both legs. And again, we're working on twisting the spine towards the sky. You might keep your eyes looking at the floor because it's hard to balance when you're not looking down. Coming out of the pose, we keep the back leg raised. We glide beautifully into triangle. Inhale, come up. Pivot the feet, and we're ready to do the other side. Right leg goes out, back leg comes in. Transition through triangle. Remember, you can take it back to the wall for this pose if balance is a challenge. You can always stop the video, get to the wall, and do it against the wall. Bending the front leg, stepping forwards, and coming up. Opening the chest. And then bend the front knee, glide back into triangle again, and then up, pivot the feet to the front so the outer edges of the feet are parallel to each other. Interlace the fingers behind the back, open the chest, a little back bend, and then exhale forwards and bring the arms up over the head. And then hands in the hips, inhale, and come on up. Step the feet together. So I'm going to introduce you to a couple of new poses. So for this, we've done extended side angle today. We're going to do revolving extended side angle. So that's quite a twist. So we're going to start off at the short edge of the mat. I'm going to take my blocks down with me here. We've done poses like this before. So I'm going to step the right leg back a long way, bend the left leg to a right angle, and it looks like we're going into warrior one, but we won't go there. We're going to instead take the arms out to the side. Bring the back heel up, keep the back leg strong. Now bring the hands into a prayer, and if you can, take the right elbow over the left thigh. So the right elbow levers the torso into a twist. Keep the back leg really strong, dropping the hips and turning with the power of the right elbow on the left thigh. And then inhale back to center, come back to what's called Vimanasana, the airplane pose. Straighten up, hands on your hips, step up. Now you're going to just do the other side, taking the left leg back. I'm going to go to the other end of the mat so that you get to see me facing you. So this time I'm going to take the left leg back a long way, bend the right leg to a right angle, bring the hands into a prayer, take the left elbow over the right thigh and bring the hands together in a prayer. Keeping the back leg strong, there. And then coming back, arms out to the side, straighten the front leg and step up. In the event, we didn't use the blocks, but that's okay. So we've got 5 more minutes. We're going to do a couple of seated twisting poses. So if you have a yoga blanket, you could take it thickly folded. You could also take a thin foam block. You need some height. I may sit facing you, I may sit sideways. It will depend on what I want you to see. So I'm going to come down, start off sitting facing you like this. And then I'm going to simply bend the right leg. We've done this pose before. This is the pose dedicated to the Indian sage Marichi. Let me sit a bit further back. Hold on to the top of the knee, lift the chest. Take the right hand behind me and take the left hand over and across. You can bend at the elbow and look over your right shoulder. Remember the two principles here. You sit upright and keep the spine long by bringing the back hand in close to your tailbone. The left leg is very active. Inhale to the front, straighten the legs, bend the other leg, and we're going to do Marichasana 3 on the other side. Hold on to the knee, lift the chest, take the left arm up, down behind you, take the right arm up and across the left thigh. Bend at the elbow. Or simply hold around the front of the shin, whatever comes more easily to you. So we want to keep the left knee moving across the center of the body, and I'm looking over my right shoulder. The right leg stays very active, straight out, foot facing the ceiling, kneecap same way. And then inhale to the front and straighten the leg. Now I'm going to have to show you another very nice seated twist. It's called Half Lord of the Fishes. A very colorful name. Bend the left leg slightly, bring the right foot underneath, bring the right foot around to the side like this. Bring the left foot over the top of the right knee. Try and line your toes up with the opposite knee. And again, sit tall, take the left hand down behind you, and the right hand can either cross in the same manner or hold the front of the shin. So I'm bringing my left knee across and I'm twisting and looking over my left shoulder. Okay, beautiful. And inhale, come to the front, straighten the legs. This time, we bend the right leg slightly and take the left foot underneath. Bring it round all the way to the side so the left knee faces straight down the mat. The right leg comes across that thigh. And I press down through the inner line of the foot. Hold on to the knee, take the right hand down behind me, take the left arm up and across the right thigh. You can either bend the arm like this, or you can hold around the front of the knee and look over my right shoulder. Breathe. Remember, we're keeping the length of the spine by feeling the rooting through the sit bones and extending through the crown of the head. Keep that back hand close to your tailbone so that you keep the spine erect. Make sure your shoulder blades, particularly the right one, is dropping down. Look over your right shoulder and breathe through your nose. Stay aware of your breath. Inhale and come to the front. Straighten your legs out. So we've done about 4 or 5 standing twists. We've done 2 seated twists. And perhaps in the next class, we'll explore 2 more twists, one standing and one lying down. So for now, I'd like you to move into Shavasana. You remember the amount of emphasis I place on Shavasana is the important pose. I take a blanket, put it behind my head, lay down, take a little turn in the blanket, and I'm right away, feet slightly apart, toes dropping out, palms and biceps facing up. Close your eyes and be still. Don't be tempted to fidget. Just stay focused on your breath just for another 30 seconds. Okay, so if you're watching this as a recording, You can always pause the recording or continue doing your Shavasana for longer. But for now, to keep the 15 minutes, we're going to bend the knees, roll onto your side, use your top hand to push you up to sitting, come to cross legs, and we've completed the 6th out of 10 15-minute classes for complete beginners. I hope to see you for the 17th class. Have a great day.